Have you ever thought about what life was like thousands of years ago in one of the world's first great empires? The Babylonian Empire is a story packed with powerful kings, fascinating gods, incredible inventions, and a rise and fall that still captures our imagination today. This empire wasn't just about battles and borders, it was about people, beliefs, and ideas that shaped history. So, if you're ready, let's explore the Babylonian Empire together. We'll count down the top 10 most interesting things you should know about this ancient civilization, from their gods and culture to how they rose to power and what eventually led to their fall. The location, heart of Mesopotamia. Babylon was located in the ancient region known as Mesopotamia, which corresponds to modern-day Iraq. This area is often called the cradle of civilization because it's where some of the earliest known cities, farming practices, and writing systems first appeared. Babylon itself was built along the Euphrates River, which provided fertile soil ideal for agriculture and was crucial for the city's survival and growth. Being near this river also made Babylon a key trading hub, connecting different parts of the ancient world. The city grew into a massive urban center, surrounded by strong, thick walls to protect against invaders. Inside those walls were grand palaces, temples, and bustling marketplaces. Because of its strategic location on major trade routes, Babylon attracted merchants, artisans, and scholars, helping it become a powerful cultural, political, and economic center. This prime position laid the foundation for the empire's wealth and influence in the ancient world. 9. The Babylonians. Who were they? The Babylonians were descendants of earlier Mesopotamian peoples like the Sumerians and Akkadians. These earlier groups had already developed important ideas like writing, farming, and city building. The Babylonians spoke Akkadian, a language written using cuneiform, a system of wedge-shaped marks pressed into clay tablets. You might recognize these tablets from museums or history books. While the Babylonians adopted many traditions from their predecessors, they also contributed their own innovations. They created detailed laws, beautiful artworks, and rich stories that shaped the culture of the region for many centuries. Their society was diverse, blending different cultural influences that helped the empire grow stronger and more creative. This mix of old and new ideas allowed Babylon to become a center of learning, law, and culture that influenced many civilizations that came after it. 8. The Babylonian gods. Powerful, and many Babylonians believed in many gods, each with a specific role in the world. Their religion was polytheistic, meaning they worshipped multiple gods rather than just one. One of the most important gods was Marduk, who became the chief god as Babylon rose in power. Marduk was seen as the creator and protector of the city. There were also gods for the sky, water, fertility, and war. Temples dedicated to these gods were huge and richly decorated, and priests played a big role in Babylonian society by performing rituals and sacrifices to keep the gods happy. Religion was not just about faith, it influenced law, politics, and daily life. 7. Hammurabi, the king who changed everything. When you think about Babylon, you probably think of King Hammurabi. He ruled around 1792 to 1750 BCE and is famous for creating one of the world's first written legal codes, the Code of Hammurabi. This was a set of laws carved onto a big stone pillar, and it covered almost every part of life, from business deals to family matters. The idea was to bring order and justice to Babylon. The code is famous for the phrase, "an eye for an eye," which shows how strict some of the laws were. Hammurabi's leadership helped Babylon become a strong, united empire. 6. Impressive achievements in science and math. The Babylonians were incredibly smart and curious. especially when it came to science and math. One of their most important contributions was their number system, which was based on the number 60. This is why we still use 60 seconds in a minute and 360 degrees in a circle today. Their understanding of math was surprisingly advanced for the time. Babylonian astronomers carefully observed the stars, planets, and the movement of the moon. They developed early calendars to keep track of time and could even predict lunar eclipses with impressive accuracy. This knowledge was very practical. It helped farmers decide the best times to plant and harvest crops. It also guided priests in choosing the right days for religious ceremonies and festivals. The Babylonians' discoveries in science and math didn't just help their own society. They laid the groundwork for many future civilizations to build upon. 5. The Hanging Gardens. Fact or legend? One of the most famous stories connected to Babylon is the Hanging Gardens. According to ancient writers, these were amazing gardens built high above the ground with exotic plants and waterfalls. They were said to be built by King Nebuchadnezzar II for his wife because she missed the green hills of her homeland. However, no clear archaeological evidence has been found to prove the gardens really existed. Some historians believe the story might be a myth or confused with gardens from other places. But whether fact or legend, the Hanging Gardens remain a symbol of Babylon's beauty and mystery. 4th, Nebuchadnezzar II, Babylon's greatest king. After Hammurabi, one of the most famous rulers was Nebuchadnezzar II, who ruled from 605 to 562 BCE. He was a fierce warrior and builder who made Babylon one of the most impressive cities in the ancient world. He rebuilt the city's walls, palaces, and temples, making it a showpiece of power and wealth. Nebuchadnezzar is also known from the Bible, especially for the story of the Babylonian captivity, where the Jews were taken as captives to Babylon. His reign was a time of growth and glory, but it also marked the start of challenges that would later weaken Babylon. 3. Babylonian culture, art, literature, and daily life. Babylonian culture was rich and colorful. People wrote stories, myths, and poems, many of which were recorded on clay tablets. One famous story is the Epic of Gilgamesh, which is one of the oldest known pieces of literature in the world. In daily life, Babylonians wore clothes made from wool and linen, lived in houses made of mud bricks, and enjoyed music and games. They also traded goods like grains, textiles, and pottery with neighboring regions. This mix of culture and economy made Babylon a lively and important city. The fall of Babylon, how an empire ends. Even the greatest empires come to an end, and Babylon was no exception. The empire began to weaken because of internal conflicts, wars, and pressure from outside forces. In 539 BCE, Babylon fell to the Persian kings, Cyrus the Great, who conquered the city without much fighting. The Persians allowed Babylonians to keep their customs and gods, but Babylon lost its political power. Later, Alexander the Great also conquered the region and tried to restore the city. But over time, Babylon declined and was eventually abandoned. Its fall reminds us that no empire lasts forever, no matter how strong it seems. 1. Why Babylon still matters today. So, why should we care about Babylon now? Even though it's an ancient empire, Babylon's influence is still around us today. The ideas of law, government, astronomy, and literature from Babylon shaped the foundations of many modern societies. The Code of Hammurabi inspired future legal systems, and their mathematics still affects how we measure time and angles. Babylon also reminds us how humans have always worked together to build cities, create culture, and seek meaning through religion. By learning about Babylon, we better understand our own history and how the past connects to the present. The Babylonian Empire might feel like a story from a long time ago, but its impact is still very real today. From powerful gods and legendary kings to incredible achievements in law and science, Babylon's story shows us how human creativity and ambition have shaped the world. Thanks for joining me on this journey through Babylon's rise and fall. If you enjoyed learning about this amazing empire, don't forget to hit the like button, share this video with your friends, and subscribe for more fascinating history stories. There's so much more to explore together, so I can't wait to see you in the next video.